Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining today's session. We're going to be talking about search engine optimization and how to get your auto repair shop ranked on Google for the most important key terms in the organic. Those are the non-paid listings. Okay. Anybody can pay to be at the top. Google is only going to put certain companies at the top of their search. So I'm going to be talking about some of the changes in search algorithm. I'm going to be talking about some new things that you can do from a content strategy perspective to move the needle in terms of how you rank and share what's working best for us and our clients that we work with across the country. So just to make sure that my audio is working, give me a 1 in the comments just to make sure you guys are hearing me. Okay, cool. All right, so this session is around search engine optimization as part of our overall online marketing strategy. This is called our digital dominance method, and it looks at the big picture of all the things that you might want to do to truly maximize your lead flow online. You take a screenshot of that or take a picture of that with your phone. You need a good website that's built to convert, and you need to make sure that you're coming up in the organic free listings as strong as possible. That way Google's paying you, you're not paying Google to be at the top with an ad. Then we want to be doing pay-per-click and retargeting to make sure that we're tapping into those paid online directories. And what we find is if you implement this entire digital dominance method, we've worked on this over a 10-year period, you can really be the known auto repair shop in your market, and you can get a lot of leads and a lot of great return on your investment. But the fact is that each one of these requires a thought out approach. And today we're going to be going deep on this concept called search engine optimization, which is, how we make sure that we're showing up in the non-paid listings when our potential customers are looking. So last month, we conducted a workshop on how to make sure your website was built to convert, because your website has to be set up in a very specific way so that when customers get there, they feel like you're the right repair shop for them. They pick up the phone and they call you. If your website has not been set up to convert, then you can have all the traffic in the world and not get the results that you're after. Most shop owners don't know this, but 20 to 40% of most auto repair shops' website traffic goes unconverted. So if you are interested in getting the link to last month's workshop, just go ahead and put send link in the comments there, and I'll make sure I get that to you. So a little bit of housekeeping, if you guys don't mind, close the other tabs that you might have open. Please turn off Facebook. Let's just give this our undivided attention for 45 to 60 minutes. I do promise it'll be worth your time. It took me 3 months to put all this together. I promise you'll walk away with some great insights and strategies to not just rank better, but generate more leads on the internet. So the plan for today, as it relates to SEO, is we're going to be talking about the latest changes with the Google algorithm. SEO is constantly changing. I don't know if you guys knew this. There were over 500 algorithms in 2023 alone, and that's a lot to keep track of. My staff and I spend several hours a week just reading the latest changes and the latest updates that are coming from Google, and it's a barrage of blogs that we have to read every single month to make sure that we're staying on top of what's going on. So I'm going to be talking about some of the things that we have to have in place that in the past were productive. Some things you might have done because a year ago or 5 years ago, this was the thing to do, and you could get ranked and you could get leads and sales. But these out-of-date practices are probably harming you today. Just going to bring those to your attention so that you're aware, or the things that might actually be harming you instead of helping you from what was originally intended, So what I'm going to unpack is what I call the new SEO formula, which is based on the very latest and greatest and what's going on. I'm going to unpack what I call the new SEO formula. We've been researching this. We put this workshop together to make sure that we're giving you guys the latest information. I'm not going to cover everything that you need to know about SEO and all of the technical mumbo jumbo, because that would be a 7-day, 8-hour-a-day workshop. I want to give you guys, as the owner of auto repair and service companies, the most important 20%. The things that are going to have the biggest impact, that are going to move the needle the most, the things that are most worth your time and attention so that you can get the 80% of the results. So just real quick, I don't like doing this self-promotional thing, but who am I? I'm the author of 2 books. One of them is The Ultimate SEO Guide for Automotive Service Businesses, How to Triple Your Sales in Record Time. That was my latest book. And then Triple Your Sales and Grow Your Business, The Ultimate Internet Marketing to Grow Your Business Online. My parent company is Advanced Digital Media Services. We're the top ranked SEO company in the state of Florida and Colorado, and we've also taken over the Caribbean. We did think it would be a really good idea, because it would separate us apart from other companies, that we would rank ourselves for our keywords before we talk to companies about ranking them for theirs. I'm also the producer of Top Shop Podcast. This is going really well. Got 15 podcasts so far. I'm interviewing industry leaders, and I'm also interviewing successful shop owners. So if you know anybody that's owned a shop for 10 years or longer, have them go to Top Shop Podcast and register to be a guest. We only interview shop owners that have been past that 10-year mark. 80% of shops fail in the first 5 years, and 80% of those fail in the second 5 years. So any auto repair shop owner that's been in business over 10 years, they're the 4%. And we want to get their wisdom, and we want to get their experience, and we want to spread that online. So if you know anybody, please send them our way. We're also the producer of the Golden Wrench Award. When we decided to go into this particular market, we noticed that there were an awful lot of people that were really had contributed significantly, to this industry. So we've already given away 3 awards, and we're looking to provide more. If anybody knows Sherry Hamilton, she's the one that produces Vision. Go to goldenwrenchaward.com and nominate her. So we have to have nominations in order to promote somebody. Once again, that's goldenwrenchaward.com. So if you or somebody else that you know has made a significant impact in the industry, please let us know. All right, so let's get started. Does SEO still matter? The whole search model has changed greatly in the last 10 years, and it changed radically a little over a year ago. Google has moved the paid listings up. Of course, they want money. They don't make money off of organic. And then they've moved the paid listings down. They've moved local service ads at the top. They've changed the way search results appear. So the first question we should be asking ourselves as owners of auto service companies is, does SEO still matter? Like, you even care? Should you even be thinking about this with all the paid ads and everything that's going on with the pay-to-play market? And I think it's a fair question. If the search results have changed and no one's clicking on the organic listings, it really wouldn't be worth any of your time, right? So I want to start here with today's session, and this is a typical way that a search result looks. Okay, if we look at any market, let's just tell you, we type in Salt Lake City auto repair Salt Lake City or whatever. And by the way, guys, that is usually the largest search for any area is auto repair in the city, and then the city auto repair. So we've got the ads up at the top. If you look up here, these are the sponsored ads. So these are people that are paying to be at the top when you type in those keywords. All right, Salt Lake City auto repair. Then you've got the map pack, the local 3-pack. This is exceedingly important to get in. If you guys don't know how this works, there could be, 100 auto repair shops in a large market or more. Google's only going to pick 3 of them and put them in them boxes. So you can also buy an ad. A lot of businesses don't know this, but you can also buy an ad in the local 3-pack that will significantly increase traffic right away. And then you've got the organic down here. So these are the free results. And the free results are moving farther and farther down the page. If you happen to be on a mobile device, what does the data tell us? Are people still clicking on the organic, and are they still calling through the organic result? And what we found looking at the data of thousands of websites and analytics is that 71% of all the clicks go to either the map listings here or the organic listings. Yes, those paid listings are prominent. Google Guaranteed is right at the top. And at this time, Google Guaranteed, by the way, in case you guys didn't know, Google Guaranteed is only available in Florida or California. Those are the only 2 states that the LSA, the local service ads, or Google Guaranteed ads are available for anybody in the auto repair industry. The lion's share of the visitors, I think, that go to these pages, they already know that these results up top, that people are paying for them. So what we're finding, moreover, is that 67% of people are going straight to the first 5 listings in any search result. So the numbers tell us that, yes, SEO absolutely still matters. And it matters probably more than ever because we want to not just be on the first page. We want to be in those first 5 listings for our most important keywords because that's where we're going to get the most bang for our buck. That's where we're going to get the best, opportunity. And just to give you a real world example of this and show you some metrics behind it, that way you can see, is the juice, worth the squeeze as it relates to the SEO stuff? One of our companies that we work with is Northwest Collision in St. Petersburg, Florida. We've been working with Greg for several years now and have done a really nice job in getting him ranked. His revenues are up from 350 to 600,000 a month. I'll be talking about what those keywords, how to analyze which ones are important, and how to obviously do the work. But just for the purpose of this illustration, I want you to see that they spend around $6,000 a month on average on their online marketing. That's management fees to us, paid ads, and everything else. That's their entire marketing budget. And for that, we track around 3,000 leads per month. About 500 are coming from organic, 1,000 from pay-per-click, 400 directly from the Google Maps, and 800 from paid online directories. So the average is around 3,200 leads a month or $3 per lead, which is great and very highly unusual. By the way, guys, if you remove that Yelp, which those are very, very low quality leads, then he'll end up getting around 50% of his leads from organic. Then here's European imports. It's a smaller company, and this is more in line with the average cost per lead in the auto repair market. It's around $30 a lead. In our first workshop this year in January, we did our 2024 networking plan. So we go over how to figure out exactly how much to show them how to set a goal for the year and then work backward from there to see how many leads that you need at what cost per lead in order to reach your goal. So if your shop's at 2 million, you want to reach 2.5, there's a specific formula for getting there. How many more leads are you going to need to get based on your average ticket price? So we can show you how to do that. So yes, SEO still matters. You really can't rely just on pay-per-click alone. We do see shops that do that, but you're going to forever pay Google. The idea is to get at the top of Google so Google can pay you. Some people are like, I'm going to go heavy on the paid ads. I'm going to go heavy in pay-per-click and not focus on the organic and not get on the content strategy right. Because of that, their average cost per lead is much higher. Their return on investment isn't quite as good. So just, if anybody understands that, give me one in the comments. The reality is your highest quality lead and your lowest cost lead, when done correctly, is going to come from those organic results. The fact that you're coming up in the non-paid listings, and I'm going to get straight to that formula, and then I'll show you exactly what we're doing on some of our clients' websites to generate better results. But those non-paid listings are they're gold. And I'll give you a quick reason why. I already know that most of your guys' revenues come from referral. So if I don't have a referral to your shop or somebody else's shop, what do? I go to Google, I type in auto repair in the city I'm in, and what do? I'm going to click on the first thing to come up, or at least those first few listings. So the first thing that we have to do when we think about SEO is we have to figure out what the most important keywords are based on your services in your service area, based on the search volume. So that's a computation that your digital marketing company should put together for you. It all starts with knowing what your customer types in when they go to the Google search. All right. I'm going to give you some data here with what actual keywords are. But if you had to think just from the top of your head, what do you think the keywords would be for your shop? I can tell you right now that 90% of the top searches are always auto repair followed by your city, or your city followed by auto repair. So it's always industry, area, industry, in case you didn't know that. So if you want to get that keywords list, you can go to that website right there and you can download this keyword list. So these are all we've research. There's 6 different platforms that we use to find out what all the top search terms were in the auto repair industry, and they're all on that list right there. Now, the tools that we use and the tools that you guys could use as well would be the Google Ads Planner. So if you have a Google Ads account, Google's got some great access to data where you can type in auto repair in your area, spits out a lot of great data, and that's for free as long as you have a Google accounts set up. Ahrefs is also a really good tool, and SEMrush is a really good tool. These are, of course, paid tools that you need to use, and of course, you need to learn how to use the software, but they are phenomenal resources for you being able to get information on what the keywords are. So as far as your keywords are concerned, what we found are the most important ones, like I said, are city, your city, plus auto repair, or auto repair, and then your city. These are the absolute Mac Daddy keywords to rank for. Your customers are also typing in brake work, wheel alignment, oil changes, diagnostics, a lot of other things, but the most important ones are going to be that auto repair in your city. I'm actually amazed at the amount of websites without target pages. So you have to have a page on your website for each one of these. So if you want to rank for brake repair in your city, then you need to have a page written on your website that specifically talks about brake repair in just your city. These are called target pages. Target page is just one keyword in one area or one city. And if one of your web pages talks about more than one service in more than one area, you've just confused Google. So be sure that all of the pages on your website only talk about one service in one city, because a lot of these are wanting to rank for more than just one city when you type in auto repair. Give me a 1 in the comments if you think it would be helpful to have a keyword list like this custom developed for your market. That way you know what the most important keywords are. All right. In digital marketing, I can tell you right now, guessing costs money. So you need to know, and you can have 2 auto repair shops that are only 6 miles apart, and the keywords are actually different. So what that means, we want a page for each of the services that you provide based on the actual search volume. And then we want pages for the cities that we operate in. So we want a separate page for each service and a separate page for each city. What we want to do is combine our services with the main city and those sub-cities and sub-towns so that we create content for them, so that we can get indexed in the search results. It's really not that complicated. It needs to be done correctly, that's all. And then we can do SEO effort to move ourselves up in the organic search results for those keywords once you have them on your website. Again, I don't want to get too technical, but I'm hoping you guys are understanding what I'm talking about. Give me a one in the comments. So from there, we want to make sure that we optimize the website's user experience. I think one of the big shifts that happened with search engine optimization was at the beginning. It was just about keywords, right? I mean, any guys been in business a long time? Do you remember in the days gone by when you could just load up a web page with the same keyword repeated ad nauseum? Well, obviously the search engines recognized that wasn't creating a great user experience for the person searching. So they needed to figure out some other criteria other than just keywords on a page. And so the next thing was links. And so today, content is king and backlinks are queen is still true. So Google was like, okay, which page has the most keywords on it? And then which one has the most links from other websites pointing back to that website? And that was good for a while. It was creating good relevant links in the search engines was the fastest way to get ranked. And it was pretty easy to do. But people like myself started to recognize, and we started to get really aggressive with our link building and started building links just for the sake of getting more relevance to our pages, and didn't take Google long to figure that out. So the algorithms had to evolve. And so now let me bring you up to the present. Now we aren't looking at just keywords on a page. It's not just the links or the number of links. It's the user experience. Google, they're looking at the browser history of that person. And when the user clicked on the page, did they scroll down? Did they click on something? Did they stick around? So what we have to do today is we have to make sure that we've got our keywords on the website. We've got good links and authority going back to the page, but we really have to think about the user experience. Did we write the content in a way that a real human being, not just for Google, did we write the content and structure the page in a way that somebody would do something other than just click on the back button or click on the call button and be gone? Google had a huge algorithm change around 8 months ago. Google's looking at that user experience data, and it's dictating whether you're going to be on page 1 or on the 5th page. Google's current algorithm, I don't know if you guys have heard of this yet, it's called EAT. It's EEAT, expertise, experience, authoritativeness, and trust. If your pages are not written in this formula, then they're not up to date with the current algorithm. Google has always said content is king, but now how Google indexes that content, it radically changed around a year ago. So putting the right keywords and the right title tags in your H1s and distributed throughout the page, having a solid interlinking strategy, from the home page to your other pages. You guys have ever heard of interlinking, but that's a very important part of building a website. You have to go beyond that. We need to optimize the website and all of the pages that we put together so that we can rank for their new algorithm. And then where most SEO strategies get off track, in my opinion, is they do all the offsite optimization. I think most of you guys here on today's call, you want to understand how SEO works enough to be dangerous, enough to say, hey, I need these pages and I need this content set up. And I know I need to do some link building, citation development, some authority building, but you're not going to do that yourself. You need to hire a team, outside to do that. Otherwise, it just wouldn't be practical. Where I'm seeing a lot of mistakes as we look at auto repair companies that we look at in any given month, where we see the biggest mistakes is you created the pages yourself and they're riddled with bad content or duplicate content, or whoever created the website just copied and pasted your content for each of the cities that you serve. And that's a big mistake. That's hurting you in terms of rankings. Google does not like duplicate content. It's more labor intensive to write the pages one at a time, but that's the way it needs to be done. Just like fixing a car. There's shortcuts and there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. The other area that I see auto repair companies getting this wrong because they did it themselves or they hired an individual. An individual cannot create a website that converts. It takes 4 different teams to work together to build a professional website that'll get return on your investment. You have to put in the effort to build the authority, build citations, structured links, interlinking, building authority link backflow to your homepage and your service pages and your target pages is imperative. The results can be pretty snappy once you get it right, though. And this is the last bullet here on this list of the new SEO formula. It's off-page optimization. If I were to balance it in terms of the 80-20 rule, 80% of the results come from off-page work. 20% come from how well you structured the on-page. And this is the approach that we found works best. In short, to get it right, you have to create pages for your services that people are actually looking for. You must create unique content on every single page of your site, and you must think about and provide a great user experience. Then you've got to build your site's authority through the link building and the signals that Google's looking for to move you up through the organic rankings. That's pretty much that simple. Now, the last thing here we want to track is our results. You don't want to do anything online without tracking the results. We talk to a lot of shops all the time that say, oh, we did this, we did that. And I'm like, well, where's the tracking? And then they say, well, we didn't have it. Well, what gets measured gets done. You guys heard that one before, right? Where are you guys ranking on Google and Yahoo and Bing for the various search terms? Mainly Google and Bing. Are we moving up? Are we moving down? And then what's happening with the traffic? Are we getting more visitors to the site as a result? Are we getting more localized traffic? More importantly, are we getting more leads and more sales, right? That's what it's all about. So don't just think about your SEO strategy without getting really clear about what you're tracking. So anyway, I think most of you guys are looking at your results every single month. I really hope you are. This is the new SEO formula from a high level. That checklist right there, I've got a very simple checklist for you guys. If you want to download this, you can go to that domain name or just put in the chat, send me the checklist. This is a super simple way. Download that list and then just check off what you know that you're doing right. And then whatever that you're not 100% confident on, then that's your basically digital to-do list for your SEO. And this is something that you can print out. You can work on it on your iPad. You can determine, what you're missing, if anything, what you can put in place on your own, and what are you doing actually that could be hurting your results. Older websites, because of the older strategies that they implemented, are not doing very well on the internet. So armed with those keywords that we gave you, and the next step is we have to do the on-site optimization. We have to optimize the actual website. And so I talked about this a little bit, but number one is we have to have a strong website with good content. It needs to speak to a human so that a human will read it. Web developers and SEO created websites to rank. Google doesn't like that anymore. It wants a website for the user experience. It has to have good user experience, and we're focused on user experience as opposed to just SEO. This is the big transition over the last year or so. It's not just keyword stuffing. It's not just trying to get our keywords in there for the sake of it. We really want them to get to the page, interact with the page, because those signals get passed on back to Google in the search algorithm. And I'm going to give you some actionable steps that you guys can do on your own to get that done. So to do that, what we have to do is leverage multimedia to improve on-page optimization. When they get to our page, it's not only text, because there's a lot of people that don't like to read text. They're just going to breeze right through it. If we've got pictures, visuals, and videos, they might press the play button on that video. And just a quick video about who you are, the problems you solve, and why somebody should choose your shop versus the competition can go a long way for conversion. It can also go a long way for user experience, which is going to help drive rankings and results from a perspective. One of the things that we demand from all of our clients is they provide us some video, because video seriously increases the amount of time that people are on your page, which improves your rankings on Google. We're going to put the main keyword. I don't want to get too technical here. It's a title tag and an H1 tag. H1 just means a header. So when the page loads, whatever you see first on the page, that's the header tag. And it has to be right. It's got to be whatever that most important search term is used in fluid context. I'll show you what that means. We want a meta description that doesn't have our keywords in it, but sells the click. Too many companies I see are still trying to put keywords in the meta descriptions. It doesn't work anymore. Google stopped ranking websites a long time for that. So when we type a search like auto repair Salt Lake City in the organic results, you're going to see the H1 is a rich snippet that kind of shows up at the top. And then there's a meta description that comes below it. And then there's the old school strategy that would say, let's put our keyword in there like 12 times in the meta description. That doesn't work anymore. What we found is more important is to write your meta description like an ad, like a text ad that you put on like a Google ad. Let's say you need some same day service in a quality auto repair company to do brake work, click on the link above, that type of thing. You want to sell them on clicking on you. This is the best use of your meta description. Obviously, we want a name, address, and phone number in the footer. That's been around for 20 years. You want to have a blog. You don't want a website with all of your services and all of your cities that's stagnant. It needs to be an actively updated site that's putting out regular information that draws links and signals that would tell Google that this is an authoritative site, which is ultimately something that should rank you for your most important terms. Google has always said that content is king. And if you're not putting content consistently on your website, that is one of the things that's definitely holding you back. The important things that you want to do is have a blog on the site, a really good curated piece of content, at least twice a month. We do 4 times a month for our clients. That goes out and actually pulls in ranking signals for you. It makes a big difference. It usually takes 2 to 3 months for Google before you start seeing the results, but blog posts can really pull a lot of authority back to your homepage and to your service pages and to your city pages. So I'm sure you guys have all heard of blogging you should be blogging on your website. But blogging is a science. You got to find out, what are the most searched for topics in your industry. And then you got to write custom content on it with inner links, external links. You need to put custom infographics on it. And then you need to have a bio of you at the bottom. So we always have a bio of all of our shop owners at the bottom. So we make it look like you're the actual author of the blog. So the other thing that you want to do is focus on page speed. Rarely do I talk to a shop owner that knows what their page load speed score is. All of our clients know what their page load speed score is. You need to know what it is on mobile and on desktop. It's one of the biggest ranking factors right now is how fast does your website load on mobile devices. There's a bunch of tools out there like GT Metrics. It's METRIX. It's free. It'll tell you how fast your website loads. That's GT METRIX. And then if you're not loading fast, that's definitely a ranking factor that'll harm your ability to rank well in the search engines. Hosting used to be one of those throwaways, like, okay, whatever, you throw it on HostGator or you throw it wherever and it's okay, your website's up, right? The reality is you need a website that loads within 3 seconds on mobile. That's why we host all of our clients on dedicated private servers. Dedicated servers are 100 times the cost of shared servers, but they provide the fastest hosting environment possible. How you optimize your files on your site. You can use caching to make your images smaller or your video smaller. Many website developers use plugins that'll compress images because they don't want to do the work manually. We strip all of those off of our clients' websites because those plugins slow websites down, period. You want the least amount possible. Probably a lot of you guys don't know how many plugins are on your site, but the most important thing, don't be concerned about that. Just know what your load speed score is. That's what's really important. Is it below 3 seconds on a mobile device? And do you have the latest report so you know that it's loading within 3 seconds? If you don't, then get in touch with your company and get it because it's very important. Now, I already mentioned this just a few minutes earlier, but just to reiterate, you definitely need pages for your cities that you serve. You need unique content to pass the heat map data to the city pages. And of course, you need to have unique content on every page so it'll rank well. And then pages for each of your services, that's really imperative. I'll talk to you about video on your service pages in a minute. So let's pull up a real world example of this. This is a company we work with in Parma, Ohio. It's near where I grew up, actually. So it's Parma Car Care. I'm just going to walk you through what they've done with their website. It's a great illustration of the whole process. So a couple of key things. We want pages for each of the services that we offer. And obviously on the homepage, we want that unique content. We want to optimize for user experience, which means we're going to have real pictures. So if you go to the website, you'll see pictures and video of the shop because you really want to the human being there. There's a whole strategy about how to get the website convert. And all you guys that put in the chat here that you want that link to last month's workshop, which is how to get your website to convert. It's all of the absolute latest research that we found. That is the one good thing about the web. Everything is research. So we're applying all of the known strategies to get websites to convert at an optimal level in that workshop that I did last month. I'll send you guys the link. You'll convert better based on just what you see here, like phone number, upper right-hand corner, the reviews front and center. But, it kind of draws you to scroll down the page, which is what you want to do. Then the service areas, that's sort of surrounding areas that he works in. So they're serving a pretty wide area. Parma Heights, Brooklyn, Seven Hills, Old Brooklyn, and Cleveland. And each of these cities has its own unique page with its keywords specifically for that page. So we've got great unique content that speaks about them, why they should choose them. It's not just written for the search engines. It's also written for the human being because who cares if it ranks? We want someone to get on the page and take action. Getting traffic to the website is not the holy grail. I've seen a lot of websites that get a lot of traffic and they don't get a lot of calls. And there's a specific reason for that. I want you to see his impact in terms of how this impacts their revenue. They spend around $10,000 a month online marketing. That's management fees to us, Google ads, $3,300. Their average cost per lead is around $9. The bulk of their traffic is coming from the organic searches. That's the on-page stuff. I think most auto repair companies have that done already, at least the ones who hired a digital marketing agency that specializes in auto repair in the auto services industry. All the stuff mostly that I went over, I see on most websites that have a digital marketing company. That's up to date anyway. Some of them are not, believe me. Most auto repair companies have pages for their services and pages for their cities. If you guys don't, then that's a major red flag, okay? If you don't have a specific page for every service for all the cities that you want to service with all the target keywords in it, then we're not a year or two behind, we're 8 years behind. You want to be sure that you're doing something on a consistent basis to make the content on the website itself unique, which is blogs. But if you're still wondering, hey, I got that, why am I not ranking? Why am I still on the 5th page? Why am I still at the bottom of page 1? What's the difference between the guy in the number 1 spot and me? What's the difference? Just give me a quick question mark in the comments if that is a question on your mind. If that's ever been a question in your mind, you feel like, man, our team has done this. I can look at my site. I can see that it's there. Why are we not coming up? So there's some question marks there. If there's 100 auto repair companies in your market and 20 of them have taken the time to do proper on-page optimization, the thing that's going to stack those 20 versus the others is what's happened off of the website. And I'm going to be talking about what these off-page factors are. First of all, we need to claim and optimize our Google Business Profile. It used to be called Google My Business. It is now called Google Business Profile. All right. Second, we need to get citations. Not sure if you guys know what those are. They're basically directories where you get your name, your address, and your phone number, and the organic directories that exist on the internet. We want to have consistency in those. We need to build up our reviews. That's another really big one. This is one of the big off-page factors that makes a huge difference. I'm sure you guys already know that. Especially getting in the Google Map Pack. We need lots of reviews on Google, SureCritic, Facebook, etc., to get into that Google Map Pack. So consistency in your NAP, which is your name, address, and phone number on the web, your number of reviews, your average star rating on Google. These signals drive rankings. All right. You need to have lots of good reviews. I'm sure you guys already know that. You have to make sure negative reviews do not make it on the web. We use a program that provides 3 faces. Smile, straight face, and a frown. If they click the straight face or the frown, the review goes to you to deal with, not online, although it looks like they're putting it online. If they click the smile face, the reviews post automatically online. If you'd like to know more about that, just type reviews in the chat. Many say that link building is dead. Well, no, it's not. The reality is you need to build up links. That's you have somebody manually putting you on all these different directories. We put our clients on over 150 different online directories with all links coming back to their website. You need those links not just on your homepage, but you need those links going back to the service pages and your target pages. Okay. And you want to be doing content syndication. I think this is the big shift in the off-page optimization strategy that we've implemented that makes a huge difference in our results for our client. A well-written blog post that's on your website is not cutting it anymore. This was the old playbook of SEOs, which was set up a website, create pages, drive a bunch of links, and do a couple of blogs a month and call it a day, right? So a blog post that just sits there stagnant on your website is a waste. It doesn't draw any links. It doesn't draw any citations. It doesn't build any authority. So Google is using a whole new approach to authority signals. They radically changed how they index content, which changed the linking signals. So we need to get signals flowing through your web pages. That way, it's not just a couple of rogue pages on the internet. It's a page that's being referenced from high quality, relevant places. And so this is what we call a content syndication strategy. And you guys can do this currently with the blogs that you have on your website. Instead of just getting the content on your website, syndicate it on over 20 different social media, Web 2.0 channels, and video channels such as TikTok, YouTube, and Short. You just take the blog content, your well-written blog content, and you syndicate it into other formats and spread it throughout the internet. That's given the ranking signals that Google's paying attention to. So we found what works is to take your typical blog post and syndicate it. And when you get aggressive and you syndicate your content, you can create consistent momentum because you're going to have more authority than your competition. It's that simple. A lot of this stuff is like rocket science. I mean, you do have to know what to do. It's just hard work. What is Google looking for? We have studied this ad nauseum. Basically, it boils down to wanting to give top results to expertise, good quality page with good, unique content that's actually relevant to the user, that has authority, that's published and being referenced. So we do something quarterly. We do press releases for all of our auto repair shop owners. So anything that's newsworthy, new Hunter equipment, whatever it may be, new tech, just became a master tech or whatever. And we syndicated over 200 news wires, and we do that on a quarterly basis. So these are the actions that Google wants now to satisfy E: expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. They see hundreds of news wires linking back to you. They see 150 different directories linking back to you. That's the kind of stuff that Google notices. To summarize, we create pages for each of your services and cities. You optimize those pages with your keyword in the title, the H1s in your URLs, the images and the unique content throughout the page on your Google map listing. Really important. You claim it and you optimize your Google business profile. Less than 3% of businesses have a fully optimized Google business profile page. Less than 3%. That's all industries. You want to add it to some other third-party data aggregators so you can get your listing picked up, being referenced in a lot of different ways. I'll do a session next month specifically on Google Business Profile and how to get ranked in the Google local map listings. Let us know if you want to sign up for that workshop. That's going to be next month. I haven't set a date yet, but I'll let you know. There's 5 major data aggregators that you want to be on. Otherwise, these are really important if you've never seen these before. These data aggregators, they take your name, address, and your phone number and spread it to hundreds of different directories. So we do not include those directories in the ones that we do manually for you. We do 150 directories manually for all of our clients at minimum. We're going to leverage expertise, authority, and trust. You really have to focus on this EAT. And by the way, after the workshop here, just Google EAT, EAT, and then you can read up on it. Okay. So we want to mix our links. So we're not just doing links to the back pages. There's a whole strategy to links. That's why we do press releases. That's why we do directory submissions. And that's why we do different link building strategies. Anyway, I hope some of this information was useful. That was my plan. I'd love to hear what your takeaways are, what you learned. And if you'd like some help, if you're thinking, you know what, this is good, I think you guys might be able to help me get my on-page optimization tighter. We might be able to get you ranked better and generate more leads and sales. You can reach out to us. If you got any questions, you can just post "Let's Talk" in the comments. You can also schedule a call with us at Auto Repair SEO. That's my website, autorepairseo.com. To get the most of our time together, I would encourage you to schedule what's called a discovery call to see if we might be a good fit for your shop. We don't work with every shop. We conduct a quick discovery call to see what your goals may be and whether, we feel we can help. And if we can, we'll schedule a deep dive strategy session. In that session, we're going to take your top 2 to 3 competitors and compare their digital presence to yours. And talk about being enlightened. You will know more about your competitor's web presence than they do, guaranteed. If you're interested in a discovery call, go ahead and access that link there. We'll also run the keyword list for you on the deep dive. We'll give you a specific list to your area, and we'll also run it on Bing and Google to make sure that you are getting that you know exactly what keywords that you should be targeting and where you're ranking on Google for those keywords. It's really important. So anyway, thanks a whole lot for your time. I hope you got value out of today's session. If anybody got value out of today's session, can you give me a thumbs up? We worked really hard on the content. And the one that I just did last month, you'll find really informative, how to get your website to convert better. There's a whole list on there. You can just go down it and just check and see, are you applying all of the latest techniques that are proven to get a website to rank better? In other words, the traffic that you guys are already getting to your website, getting more of those people to convert into a book job. All right. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate your time. I'll get you guys that link to last month's workshop on the how to get your website to convert. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.